Hello, and to those of you joining for the first time, welcome to my ongoing quest to help complete your training. This is Espire 1 Advanced Tactics. One of the best things about Espire 1 is getting a good feel and flow of the game. However, the game does have a couple of unskippable cutscenes, or they would be, except for the crafty agent. During the cutscene in 1.2, only your movement is locked. If you can reach the wall, you can climb along the side or hurl yourself along to further your progress before the lock deactivates. When throwing yourself, I find occasionally I'll hit my head on something or find a gap that often feels like threading the needle to pass through. However, simple physical movements like ducking are actually still effective in midair, and to optimize this, I tend to duck and twist sideways, as well as try and use the crouch button at the same time to present a small midair profile to fire through those tiny gaps. When rounding a corner to come face to face with a foe, there's an easy way to make sure they don't get a chance to react. Simply orient your play area so that most of it is sticking around the corner, engage Espire Instinct, and then step around the corner with your body, allowing you to move faster than normal movement during Instinct and get the shot off before anyone can notice. Whether it's dipping out of the gaze of a patrolling guard or quickly ducking an incoming searcher, Espire Submarine is a fantastic tool to have in your toolbox. This is done simply by crouching artificially and then laying down in your play area. You will pass below the floor of the game, and your enemies will find themselves quite unable to locate you. You can then use your hand camera as a periscope to monitor the situation above. You can also move as Espire Submarine as long as you have room in your play area to crawl. If you're looking for the feeling of a flawless level run that gets ruined by an individual, or you completely botch a technique that you are going for, fear not. Going into the menu and coming down to abort mission, you'll notice what it says is that progress from the last airlock will be lost. What this means is after we abort mission and go back to the main menu, we can resume the mission from the last load point. This in essence gives us a do-over of the area. In addition, this does shuffle the location of randomized things like the keycard in 1.6 or the laptops in 1.4. You can use this to manipulate their location to try and get a setup that's optimal for you. You can also use this in mission 1.2 during the weapons lock in the tunnels after you've passed through at least one airlock to deactivate the weapons lock. Unfortunately, I believe you lose a few seconds doing this, so it's not an optimal technique for single level speedruns. You also cannot earn badges this way or unlock cheats. Speaking of reloading, after grabbing weapons and ammo from the weapons racks, exiting the area and coming back and reloading it will cause all of those weapons to respawn, allowing you to return and pilfer the weapons rack of ammunition and duplicate weapons. This is from prominent Espire community member PieandCheese. Other things at your disposal are of course the Espire Units, and while in Espire 1 they do play the part of lives in other games, they're also a resource for you to use to complete your mission objectives. Choosing to possess an Espire unit that you've already unlocked somewhere can be a great way to avoid detection or cross large distances in short amounts of time. Just be aware of the placement of Espire units throughout the various levels, and you'll be able to jump across the facility and wildly increase your efficiency and decrease your time in several of the missions. A major downside to possessing a different Espire unit is that you don't get to carry over all of the weapons in your weapons harness. However, you can bring at least one weapon with you simply by taking a weapon that is synced to your weapon harness and throwing it to the ground. Under normal circumstances, the synced weapon would remagnetize to your weapon harness and leap back to your Espire unit. However, if you throw the weapon to the ground and possess a different Espire unit, that weapon may well find you across the gap of space and time. Finally, I've had a lot of people ask me how I can float so effortlessly across tables and railings, when most people run into them and have to lift themselves over. And if we log out of my account and look to the right, we'll see the culprit right there. I actually have my height calibrated to 230 centimeters. Once this tall, you'll be able to walk across some of these shorter objects that you weren't before. We can see when I log into an account with a shorter height calibration, I'm going to run into the walls and tables just like normal. There is one other advanced Espire technique that I'd love to share, and astute viewers of the channel might probably already be familiar with it. However, there are a few circumstances I'm waiting to unfold before I share this last secret technique with you, so stay tuned hopefully for a special video on that in the future. In the meantime, for more advanced techniques, be sure to go and check out The Flying Pig's Guide to the Out of Bounds glitch, as well as more videos by PieandCheese, including his compilation of glitches. You can also join us on the Wayward Starpoint Discord server, the Unlikely Space Station, all of which will be linked in the description down below. Thanks for taking the time to join us, and I hope to